From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Talia GehI. How are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for letting me interview today. So, can you tell me, how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
So I started singing at a very young age, actually. I was 5 when I started singing, and I started writing songs at around age 12. But I mean, I started professionally doing it this summer, so around 9 months ago now.
So, can you tell me, what was it like going into the recording studio first? What's that like?
I mean, I found it very exciting. Nerve-wracking, but exciting. So I've been in recording studios before, kind of doing my own covers for songs for my own personal use. So I had experience sort of in the booth with the headphones. I was sort of familiar around it. But to go into a studio with my own work is definitely very different. And honestly, I was petrified, for sure.
So, what inspires you to write music? Where do you get your inspiration from?
So a lot of the inspiration sort of comes to me. It doesn't necessarily mean, some of my lyrics don't mean anything as such. Like, the other time I was brushing my teeth and a song idea came into my head, which is the one I am doing at the moment, which is a fusion between pop and opera. But I think I use the emotions that I have inside to sort of portray an image. And from listening to past examples of pop music, I can kind of get a good idea of what makes a good song, what doesn't. And from that, I've used that as inspiration for sort of what I want to write, if that makes sense.
So, can you tell me more about being a signed artist?
Yeah, I mean, it's very cool. I'm very fortunate. So the fact that I'm signed, for me, it kind of just gives me a bit of a safety net, I feel like. I feel like I'm not so much on my own, and I have a great team around me who can put me in touch with the right people and organize all sort of the logistic things about releasing the music, which I have no idea on how to do.
Releasing's so much quicker these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a few weeks, I think, from when you submit the song for it to be ready to be released. You know, it needs all the checks. But yeah, it's quite a quick process, actually.
So, can you tell me more about your debut single that released called Solo Anthem?
Yeah, so Solo Anthem was written in the summer. I actually kind of wrote it a few weeks after the Barbie movie, which sort of inspired this sort of feminist feeling inside of me. But I think I wrote that song also because I knew at the time I was releasing my music, and I was scared, you know. I think it's quite normal. So I think it was kind of me giving myself a pep talk to say, you know, it's okay, just go ahead, you know, do what you want to do and don't hold back.
So, can you tell me one more about your latest single called Daydream?
Yeah, so Daydream was the first song I wrote. So I wrote the lyrics 4 years ago now. And I don't know, really. I think it's quite special because it's a ballad, so it's quite different from my other music. It has a real string orchestra, real instruments used in it. And I think it was the first song I wrote because I felt kind of more comfortable being from an operatic background. I think for me it was easier to go into a ballad than straight into these sort of more dance songs. So that's kind of what I used to write more when I was younger. But it was quite special for me to get something which had been on my phone for, 4 years and to finally make it into a song and as a finished product, which I think it's an incredible production.
So, are you plans to writing or releasing new music this year?
Yeah. So the plan hopefully is to release a new song every 2 months. So mid-March, I should hopefully be releasing another one, and then again in mid-May, etc. So plenty of new music this year coming.
So, have you thought about releasing an EP or an album, maybe?
Yeah, I'm working now with a different producer at the moment he's incredible. He's worked with Madonna. So we're working on a few songs at the moment. So if they're coming out as an EP or as singles, I'm not quite 100% sure about that yet. But yeah, there's a lot of music on the way.
So are you planning to do like any gigs in the future?
I haven't got any planned at the moment, but it's something, like, especially now I'm going to be a lot freer when I finish university. It's something I'm definitely looking forward to doing, for sure.
And finally, can you tell my listeners, where can I find you on your social media?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. It's Talia Gehl, my first name, last name, TaliaGehl. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, also on Twitter, and then also on YouTube as well, and TikTok as well.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.